Well, we got 6 o'clock. Well, it would be a good morning if that would be the truth. But it's just another day waking up, dealing with madness. We start off our day by understanding a quick review of where we are, where the reality is an entire fleet of mobile broadcast RVs has effectively been lost. The coordinate ability to have the networking, to have the extra services, to have the campaign news service, to have the extra facets of that creative news service has been destroyed by dereliction of duty, mass dereliction of duty, continuously out of the California AG's office, from the Secretary of State of California. And these go right through and translate directly to Kamala Harris, because her office, again, has repeatedly, throughout her career, has repeatedly been in mass dereliction of duty. Let me say that again for many of you who don't understand. Mass dereliction of duty. Now, some people are going to go, "Oh, I'm confused. I don't understand." Let me explain this to people who are going to be tuning in for the first time and understand what's going on. Basically, an entire fleet of mobile broadcast RVs, which are archive vehicles. We're talking basically the most advanced construct of mobile RV vehicles ever attempted. And this design is basically decades old. From my campaigns from way back, as I kept adding on. But the problem is we keep coming under attack, and the dereliction of duty is that you have the AG's offices, you have various other offices, we have a breakdown, we have a collapse of the justice system. We have me, the candidate, who comes under direct attack repeatedly, sometimes constantly, for extended periods of time, and we have the justice system involved in actually destroying archives, attacking and destroying national security. This is the truth. This is what's going on. So here we live in a day and age where everything is recorded in full 3D. Full 3D. Right down to a blade of grass. SAR technology. This is basically a radiographic technology that gathers the data in full 3D. So this means that many areas, satellites overlap, so you can take the data from these and combine it. And this gives you full 3D data. And basically, 70 to 90% of any given object, down to the size of a blade of grass, is recorded in full 3D. So we have positionals, we have all of this data, all of this understanding, and we have parties who are harassing candidates, parties who are threatening candidates. We have police officers threatening candidates. We have this mafia threatening system. We have the AG's offices having this incredibly insane policy that blatantly violates the Constitution of the United States, as these parties believe that as information comes in and they are told that these parties are doing something and that investigations and prosecutions need to proceed forward, their position is, among these multiple complaints, multiple parties that have violated the Constitution, have violated the process of elections, that even though information indicates that some of these parties are highly likely to possibly be associated or directly involved with the Russians, with actual espionage. And we have the federal government that has repeatedly told the state of California that Russian activity was ongoing in California, attacking actively the process of elections, state elections, federal elections. So they refuse to investigate. Zero investigations. So Kamala Harris has zero investigations under her belt. This long chain of perpetuating mass incompetence. It's rather a no-brainer in many ways. You have people from various areas of the Justice Department that have given statements stating that, yes, we have repeatedly told the state of California that there is a Russian problem where they are actively interfering with the process of elections. How does this all work out? Well, it gets complicated because it even touches to some things that people might identify with. The Russia investigation, the Mueller investigation, additional elements and items that they ran out of budget to pursue. Parties they came up with only fragments of information. They needed to do deeper work, but they were constrained. Policy was constraining them from being able to investigate. So you have blatant revelations to the state of California. We have the J6 situation. We have 87 convictions of police officers and agents in California. They're located in, they've been convicted. They've gone to prison. These people have gone to prison. We have estimates that indicate for every one of them that got convicted, that there would be another 100 of them associated, which means we have 8,700 parties at large in California working in law enforcement someplace at some level that are connected to a breach situation. They are connected to various levels, some of which would be diabolically opposed to the Constitution of the United States. And the state of California knows this. So this is a situation where the records show it just grew and grew and grew, and California basically did nothing. Nothing. You know, I mean, what was California doing? Doing illegal transmitting of records across state lines, using government equipment to fabricate falsities and attack candidates. This is. I can step up and say, well, first of all, I can say, yeah, this happened to me directly. So we have again to understand that an entire fleet of mobile broadcast RV archive vehicles has been lost. And still these parties won't even apologize. They won't financially compensate. We have gross incompetence in the Democratic Party. We have people that have been complaining to the Democratic Party for years about these problems. We have a culmination of incredible attacks coming down, attacking my campaign, the evolution of my campaign. My campaign was supposed to start off with the governor's special election season and activate in the largest way ever. That didn't happen. Dereliction of duty, under attack, money ordered by Congress to compensate the campaign that was ordered shut down by the state. Julie Sue involved in mass blacklisting. Julie Sue involved in mass criminal operations to defund $31 billion. We have mass recordings and logging of phone calls that involve massive wrongdoing connected to Julie Sue. We have communications that go to the Secretary of State, to the California AG's office repeatedly. And again, all of this dates back. It goes through an entire evolutionary cycle, and Kamala Harris is tied right into it. In 2014, I'm a declared candidate for the future of as a future candidate for the presidency for 2016. This means I've declared to be running against, I was declared first. And I'm going to be running against somebody else who has their own ideas. So we have Donald Trump that's going to be running as a presidential candidate. Who's now we verified two payments, a $1,000 payment and a $5,000 payment. Kamala Harris's campaign. AG's office. But the AG's office is our direct participants in dereliction of duty. They're saying that our job is to defend these people. I says, these people you're trying to defend are attacking the process of elections. And they're saying, but it's our duty to do that. And I says, no, you're wrong. Your contract with those people is that you've agreed that their legal cost would be covered. You're supposed to investigate. You're supposed to protect the process of elections. You're supposed to protect candidates. You're supposed to protect the voters. And that's not what happened. They're abandoning blatantly their constitutional oaths. And here we have the culmination, this evolution of how all of this keeps going on and on. J6 didn't just happen. It's an evolution. This is an evolution pattern. You have large amounts of money invested over long periods of time by many players to achieve certain goals. This is undeniable. We have different hints of what's going on. You can even see with the Secret Service. You can see that you have parties coming forward saying, well, there was, in our view, we believe there was a lack of proper communications. That there was information that was important. Once again, obviously, I've just showed pattern after pattern again and again and again. Things wrong with government services. Things that have been poisoned. Possibly poisoned partially by foreign and domestic interest that are espionage associated. This has happened. This is a reality. Technically, people in intelligence would tell you it's an ongoing reality, and it always has been. For the last 75, 80 years, Russia has been heavily involved in various areas in the United States. And that for the last 45 years or so, they've never had less than 10,000 people on their payroll. If I track back and put an added piece of information, Robert Mueller, in the course of his investigation, as he tried to focus as tight as he could, and by the way, he was very, very good at it. Says, let's put out warrants here to interview these people. Over 200 Russians. Boom, they skedaddle real quick. They split, they get out of the country. A lot of those agents, those are the ones who were seriously professionally trained. Now let me give you an idea of the differences real quick between seriously trained professionals in espionage, spying. You have people where investments can be $10 million in their training, $10 million, even more sometimes. If you look at the history of people who get caught spying, many of these people do not necessarily have professional training. The people getting caught are the lesser experienced people. I challenge you to go look it up. I'm telling you, go do an intensive lookup on this, and that's what you're going to see. You're going to consistently see higher numbers of the people who get caught spying having less training versus those who have greater training, who are far more equipped to be able to skedaddle faster, to be able to get away. This is reality. So our morning here, waking up, is dealing with the reality that there are services that we wanted to bring online. Archive services. Services that are basically invented more than 20 years ago, that this campaign has been trying to bring effectively online. 24/7 services. Campaigns that actually offer, this campaign actually to offer 24/7 services to bring the most advanced AI technology possible forward to assist people. But the most advanced technology keeps coming under attack. Under attack as national security and the process of elections keep being violated. And again, it dates back, it traces all the way into Harris. We have a bunch of people trying to put this fairyland candidate situation together with Harris, where we have other people who are part of the ongoing dream. People like me, part of the actual dream. Move it forward. Let's hit it big. Let's bring incredibly powerful resources and help people network as never before. And we keep coming under attack. And these other parties are phony. They're phony. They just keep running on the same platform. It almost looks like a carbon copy of the same platform again and again and again. And you want to stand up and tell people, gee, take a good look at this. How's this been working out for you? Really, how's this been working out for you? Are you going backwards? Are you losing ground? Could it be possibly that you're giving money and you're working with the wrong players? Are there other Democrats out there like myself that would be better equipped? Maybe I'm a different type of guy here, Over the more than the last 20 years, I've been a Democrat. But I started out, the first 20 years, I was a Republican. Going back to the beginning of the Reagan era, But the thing is, I always had my own independent viewpoints, my own moderate viewpoints on a lot of things. And eventually it just got to the point where I couldn't go anywhere. There was just too many people, too incompatible, so I decided to become a Democrat. And trying to work with more and more Democrats, it's hard, it's different. There's a wider array immediately of issues that people are willing to work with, but there's still all these issues and all these problems. I try to work. I spend lots of time in, hey, look, let me help build permanent archiving for the Democratic Party. I tried to push forward with 2 major campaigns. Nothing but people that says, no, we don't want to do that. No, we don't want to do that. No cooperation. It was as though I ran into people who were diabolically opposed to the concept of building permanent archiving. It's like they wanted nothing to do with helping people archive the truth. To have a permanent archive system of the truth. People that were victims. Keep track of Democrats that were under attack. Democrats that were not getting the services that they were supposed to be serviced. A master archive data system, And got to offered last campaign that I tried to do on it, I offered to build it for free. I says, look, I'll build the whole thing. All I want you to do is let us have access to the real estate. Where's the permanent access, that the Democratic Party has? We'll install it. We'll put it in. You don't have to do anything. The only thing you're going to have to basically do is pay the electric bill. We'll come up with all the computers, all the programming, all the people to program everything. We'll work with whoever you want us to work with, and nothing, nada, zero interest. In fact, a lot of it was negative, very, very negative. So here I say, okay, fine. I'm just going to you get really tired of talking till you're blue in the face, trying to make sense to people, to say, look, we need this because you need to be able to track. You need to be able to get global statistics and understand how many people are victims. You need to be able to reach out and touch people and say, hey, there's some of these people who are giving us information. We need more information in this area. Let's work with this more. Let's figure out a way to get services going. They didn't want to do it. This is the truth. They just, I had people say, well, I just don't understand the approach that you're trying to do. It's just amazing. Amazing how many of them could not understand the concept of what an archive is and how you would use an archive. Just amazing, mind-boggling. So I'm going to do all this and just say, okay, fine. I'll just keep it just happening with what I'm doing. So I'm trying to move forward every bit that I can. Just keep coming under attack. You have these teenage punk cops and all this other stuff that are diabolically opposed somehow to people, and they're just going to harass you endlessly. You get other states to investigate. You get Arkansas investigates and says, this is completely and utterly bullshit. What are these people doing? They're illegally transmitting false information across straight lines. You're talking major felonies here. It's a felony to do that to begin with, to use government computers to transmit false information. It is a felony to do this and attack a candidate. Big bahumba, major felony. Then to attack an archiver, again, it's a whole other series of laws. You're also attacking an archiver. Those are separate issues, completely separate violations. It's massive. Again, it goes all the way back to Harris and her blatant refusal repeatedly to work with getting these officers prosecuted, to get them to recognize that, yes, the Russians are intruding upon the process of elections, and some of these government employees, here, look at all this evidence. These government employees are criminals. These people are criminals. Look what they're doing. Oh, we're sorry. Our policy is we have to defend them. That's what we do with the AGs. Bullshit. Complete and utter bullshit. That means that they're violating their constitutional oath. Their oath to protect the voters. Their oath to protect the Constitution. Their oath to protect the continuity of government. Their oath to protect the continuity of elections. There is no protection of the process of elections with this kind of my sense. That is a mindset, a policy. They blatantly bring out a policy that is diabolically opposed to the Constitution of the United States. The very write-up of that policy is a violation of the Constitution of the United States. Who is this? That's Harris. That's Harris. Look her into the eye. Sooner or later, she's going to run dead on into me. This evidence, I've turned over thousands of pages to the White House. There's no surprise here. These people are going to complain there was no information turned over. What are they going to, we had a communication problem. Excuse after excuse after excuse. Meanwhile, you have people like me that have to, as candidates, keep coming under attack. Get blacklisted. Entrapment. These people destroy your opportunity for business, for employment. Entrapment. Then they come after you and ask you why you would seem to be behind in paying a ticket. You know, you haven't paid your tab on this deal. What? What do you mean? You're late on paying the tab on this registration. What are you talking about? You people owe me over $30 million fucking dollars, man. The unmitigated gall that you people have repeatedly to refuse services and to repeatedly, blatantly violate the Constitution of the United States. How dare you? How dare you? This is who these people are. This is the truth. This is the real truth. These people can't go into an fMRI. They can't put their head in the donut. You know, me, it's like, great, man, yeah. You know, you can sit there, take those pharmaceuticals, level your brain out. You know, I mean, modern fMRI and scanning tests are way different. You know, used to World War II, you had truth serum, you know, liposcopy and all this other stuff. Medical science has moved dramatically forward. In order to have proper medical testing done, they want you to levelize your brain. Well, they're going to give you all kinds of medications. Sometimes they need to up it. You know, and it also applies to lie detector test, which in many cases you have unwilling witnesses. That means you have to apply more pharmaceuticals. These people can't go through that. I'm the guy that what I'm saying is proven definitive. Wow, truth. These other people, they're going to start screaming some kind of weird stuff. Oh, well, that's a privacy violation. You're going to just on and on and on. I've seen this. This is who these people are. We got fMRI lie detectors on the table right here. We got the truth right here, right now. It's time for voters to wake up and understand what's going on and who's been doing the deal and violating the Constitution of the United States. We're in trouble in this country. Look what's going on in both parties. We're in trouble. We have to get repairs underway immediately. And that starts with compensating people and restoring fleets of moral archives that have been destroyed by these people's gross incompetence. Many of which, by the way, as violent attacks come against me. I've had 2 recent attempts against my life by gunfire. I've had 7 attempts over the course of my life by gunfire. I talk about it on the web a little bit. You know, oh, Mr. Trump, yeah, oh, first time, huh? Oh, okay, I guess you're in the club now. Wow. Okay, you know, so this is reality. This is morning wake-up reality. Let me wake you up to what the truth is. In case you don't know, my name is Michael Crosby, and yes, I'm a candidate for Potus for 2024. Thank you.